Okay.
Can you... Oh, hello.
Hello.
Can you tell me a little bit about your practice in general? Just a few general things.
I tend to use objects, everyday objects, and I tend to experiment with them, like by hiding them and changing the shape. That's what I tend to do at the moment. To disguise their original function, original meaning, so people don't know what it is anymore.
Is there a way in how you choose which object you're using?
No, not really.
Yeah.
But if I'm doing like, these pictures here, then I'll specifically pick an object to experiment with.
Like your apple and the
Yeah.
kind of shiny things going on with it.
Yeah.
So would you, your objects, are they all like your objects that you find around you?
Sometimes I go to like charity shops or just cheap shops to get specific kinds of objects.
How do you decide what goes with each other? Like, so you've put like, looks like shower gel on top of an apple.
It's kind of like this contrasting textures and colours and stuff that I've been using.
What was I going to say now? So would you say it's quite experimental, quite playful, and just seeing what comes out of it, and then what you do next?
It's quite playful.
The colours are quite playful.
So recently I've just been doing experiments that are kind of random and things because I got kind of like put up the concept, so I was just doing.
Yeah, I think we all have that kind of point.
Yeah.
Is that from like your dissertation? Was that about your practice specifically?
It's about mass-produced objects and consumerism, so kind of, but it was a little bit different, I suppose, because I'm not into consumerism, I'm not, commenting on that.
Yeah.
So it's still interesting to see, because that was like some value kind of get from that.
Because I suppose that linked with my essay that I just did, because I was about consumption mass production as well, and I suppose my work a lot again with everyday objects and using that, so it wasn't quite the same like about mass consumption stuff, but there was a bit of a kind of link in there.
How did you find balancing your studio practice with writing your dissertation? Is it?
I found that quite easy because I'll take a day to do the dissertation, so be away from the practical, so it's quite a serious time, and then after that just be full on practical, so it's alright to get quite a lot done in that sort of time, because it's easy just to sit there and read and write rather than playing around with objects and stuff.
You've got a lot of pictures up here.
Yeah.
I suppose is how you've taken them, captured them, has that been quite a crucial part of it?
Yeah, the angles and stuff like that, and the positioning of the objects is important to make it into something else, otherwise it probably can't become an art piece and it can't be specifically taken into something. If it was larger and stuff, I need it to be like, for instance, that one there. It has to be positioned and something come out of the piece.
Yeah. So it's quite deliberate in the way that you've kind of changed the perception that you can't quite tell what's going on and what's going around in the space as well. So would
zoomed in, zoomed in composition.
And then working with your light as well, is lighting another part of kind of changing the kind of function and the...
I suppose so, it would bring some kind of atmosphere to the piece, so you're kind of drawn into a specific point of the object and what materials on it and things like that. So it's, drawing
just
the
being a bit curious, thinking, what's like on your apple and potato and things.
Yeah.
Would you display like the pictures, or would you actually have maybe your cup with the cheese in and like a plate forward it, play around with that.
At the moment, I quite like the butter ones. I would like it to be
I quite enjoyed the butter ones as well.
like a whole big massive thing, and there are loads of like trucks in it. That's what I
Yeah, so we're constantly changing and.
Yeah, but I'm just worried about it melting, but it would look good just as a piece.
I think it'd look good if it melted. I think it's another interesting angle to look at it from. You see, it changes.
Yeah.
So you change the object in the space.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like them as objects, especially sculptural, as well as like photos too. I think they look good in the gallery if they're on the wall. You can actually go up to them.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the Viner Street? Is that where you?
Yeah. So I've just got that like.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna die, but.
Oh no.
No, not really, but it's just the. I think it's a spray.
Yeah.
It's like, how long have you been out for? 5 minutes.
It's probably 20.
Yeah. We're so fast.
Oh, look, I've got a few.
Okay, go.
So go back to Viner Street then. Have you had any previous kind of experience in kind of galleries before? Or is...
We had one over there at the Huddersfield Gallery.
Yeah.
The John Cage piece, so one time. But other than that, no.
Yeah. Is that something that you'd consider in the future? Is that what you're wanting to? Yeah. So would you hopefully to be like an artist?
Yeah. Obviously try and get some career, you know, like in teaching or art therapy or something like that.
Who would you say is your kind of biggest influence at the moment in your work? Or who you looked at a lot?
Initial colour work.
Yeah.
The sculpture work.
Yeah.
The atmospherics work. So I went to see it in Manchester, and it's kind of got this weird kind of aura around it. I quite like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The use of mirrors and light as well.
Yeah.
It's really interesting.
Is it especially like his wax ones that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you found third year in general? Is it being a step up from?
It's okay, but it's like there's a lot more work to think of. You have to write a lot of outcomes and stretch yourself. You know, different branching off.
It's one project all year, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Has it changed much since second year, you think, your work, or have you completely just changed direction you've gone in?
I've always worked in objects, but I've done more sculpture with them before. Before I was just doing this random stuff like on the wall.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's been like the same with me. Just, I'd like try off and branch off in different areas, but I'd always come back to be like just playing around with objects and things.
Yeah.
What would you say is your most successful work you've done so far? What are you most pleased with?
I think my people are pleased with these ones that are going to be on the flick.
Yeah.
These ones, yeah.
You've been experimenting these with light, so would that be a big part as well when you show them?
Yeah, I think because the creases and folds, they need light to enhance
Emphasise them,
yeah. It brings out the freediness of them.
Yeah. Which ones do you prefer? Do you prefer the black ones or the colour ones?
I think the black ones
Yeah.
work themselves better. The colour one seems more flat. So
Yeah.
The black show a lot of the creases and lines.
Yeah, it's quite shiny. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
I know. I can see you do drawings as well. Do you like to draw the objects when you finish it? I think it completes it sometimes when you have a drawing.
Yeah, or different ideas. If you can't make it work, then you just draw it.
Yeah.
So what you think, it would be like, even though it doesn't come out like that, just draw it. Then you can show what you was thinking, what process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think you're gonna kind of do next? Like, again, just play around more.
Yeah, and then see if I can get some final pieces like some large prints.
Yeah.
No, because some of them I'm not so sure about, but I am interested in the butter piece, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which specific image is your favourite butter piece?
Oh, the ones with the books that's more interested in.
Yeah.
I can imagine like a whole plate just covered in butter, and then you just having like people like going, oh, should I touch it? And you're gonna have
interaction
like,
with it.
yeah.
Like, 'cause I didn't know what it was at first as well, because you look at it and you have to double take at it, especially one with the pegs.
Do you think it's some kind of like plaster or paint?
Yeah, I thought it was like mash or something.
Yeah, mashed potato.
I think the feathers are a nice like alternate as well, because everything else seems quite like food related and quite consumption and things like that. And then you've got the feathers just.
Yeah, I quite like the contrast between
the
feathers and the cup you use.
Paper ones, maybe.
Which ones?
The paper that comes out of the cup, the flow ones.
Oh yeah,
I don't see them.
yeah. Is that your guitar that you wrapped up?
Yeah.
What was behind that?
Just
didn't even
all
see
the
that.
different techniques
Yeah.
of wrapping, really.
Yeah.
How to cover it and disguise it in a different way, because I was just using material before that.
I like actually seeing it as well, being here. I think it works well.
What kind of point do you get to do you think you finish, and you know when you're kind of changing the shape of something, how far do you go to, you know, you could just put it in a box and say, yeah, there's something in there.
Hello? I just think it's a substance that's added to it to change it, really. Because on its own it's difficult to get it to change unless you cut it or put something over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think yours on here too.
Yeah.
I like them. Are you planted anything else with them or?
I might put it on a bit, but...
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the idea.
Are there objects in there or?
Yeah, it's just like they're in tights. And then painted a bit.
Yeah.
Are you going to leave them white or are you going to add colour on them?
Just leave it like that. Really.
Yeah, leave them white. Everything else is quite colourful. I think it's a nice contrast.
Yeah.
The white canvases with things on. They're really hard, isn't it? Maybe we could stretch.
Anything else you want to talk about, or?
Can't think of things on my head.
Yeah.
It's a bit, I don't know, it's hard because I usually just repair, you know, stuff.
Yeah. You can come back if you think of something you want to.
Yeah, I'll email you.
Is that okay?
If I, you know, get some.
Because it sprung this on you a bit.
The University of Huddersfield has just tweeted into the varsity green arts.
Well, thank you anyway. I think.
We'll probably come back and ask you a couple more. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.